Insight into Soft Shell, a new work for Candoco by Annie Hanauer. A montage of film footage from the dancers in rehearsal with Annie, capturing gestures, eyes watching Maquetta's stretched finger travel towards her lips, choreographer Annie flicking through her notes, describing quality of movement to the dancers, playful encounters between the dancers. Vanessa stretching her limbs with a wide smile, interpreter communicating. Isan turning, holding Anna in an inverted star shape. Choreographer Annie.
So we were really playing with image, being seen, what we present, and how our bodies are potentially read.
Studio images.
And I think my interest with this work, that came from my experience as a dancer, actually, of performing quite a lot. And through lots of conversations with different artists over the years, particularly disabled artists, who often speak about the stage as a place where we can show a different side of ourselves and make people see us in a different way than in our daily life. So I'm really interested in also the power of the performer and giving some of that agency to the dancers.
Fluid motion travels through the dancers. Maquetta.
The tasks for creating material for the piece, one of them was to deliver or to think about iconic gestures, either seen from arts or sports or gender-wise perspectives, and to work with these iconic gestures, to think about their structure, to think about their form. And the next prompt was to take these iconic gestures and to shape them, to transform them and take them somewhere further.
Anna signs.
So the four dancers created a phrase, our own phrases, using different gestures and different forms from our dance history.
Vanessa.
One that we worked at right at the beginning of the practice was this idea of private and public. So we developed a number of tasks where we're moving sort of along a spectrum from dancing in a way that's just for the self and doing so with joy and pleasure, to almost going to another extreme where we're sort of giving or almost throwing the dance at the audience.
Isan.
I've discovered or rediscovered there's lots of ways for me to be and present myself, and the way in which I'm able to manifest different versions of myself and how I'm able to present them at different times depending on how I feel or what energy I might be most connected with in any specific moment. We've been really playing with that.
Anna.
In Annie's piece, we're working with the idea of treating each other like a sacred object. So how can we give support to one another, and how can we receive support as well?
Anna darts to support Vanessa as she leans back in a balance, extending their arms. All four dancers crouch in a group, a gesture giving the impetus to move, travelling sideways as a group, Isan's head in Vanessa's hand.
I think that also, even though there's group and solo work, we're all on stage all the time. So there's a sense of us being with each other, supporting each other, enhancing each other, witnessing each other. So that kind of group dynamic is constantly shifting between how we are supporting one another by being there, just witnessing someone do a solo, or by their doing material and how we can enhance them in this movement and support the kind of overall effect of the movement that they might be doing.
Maquetta's voice over images of her dancing with a prosthetic leg, spine twisting and curving.
So I definitely discovered more options and resources when I work with my prosthetic leg in this piece, and I had a chance to research on these options, on these new qualities and physicalities in it.
Composer Fran Lobo.
So with the music and the themes, we were looking at the vulnerability and power of the voice. There's a lot of loops that happen in the piece. Sometimes the voice sounds quite sweet and ethereal, and sometimes it's really distorted and you hear it screaming or not sounding pleasant. So playing with the idea of what the voice can do. There's a lot of club elements and beats and sequences that kind of change and evolve over time, and there's a transformation and a journey throughout all the sections.
Designer Shanti Freed, while dancers explore movement wearing sections of armoresque costumes.
The process and materials have informed the design a lot. It's kind of been evolving as the dance piece evolves. And playing around with some earlier prototypes, it was decided that the PVC and fabric layer was the way forward because it gave a kind of shell, cicada-like quality that we wanted.
I think what's underneath all my work, or a lot of my work, is just kind of like my belief in what dancing does, what it can activate in people, or what, like in a functional, also kind of a social, political way, and not necessarily by adding narrative or special meaning, but like the act of dancing and what it does to our bodies, what it can do for us as a society or a group of people working together. And I really trust that and believe in it and love it. So yeah, it's a pleasure.
The screen fades to black, credits appear. A Candoco Dance Company production, supported by Trinity Laban Conservatoire of Music and Dance. Supported by public funding by Arts Council England.